obviously the second goal goes in. I've got the TV remote in my hand. We're in the private top room where we've got the game on, and I just looked around to everyone and said, "Off," and everyone looked at me and went, "Yeah," and I just went, "Bosh!" Turned that off button off. Went straight to the bar, got myself a double spice rum and coke, and forgot about it. Tried to, and genuinely did.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there's a lot going on.
I think, midway through the night, you'd never have even known that Liverpool had just lost.
Yeah.
Because, we tried to just forget about it and move on. And we did. And genuinely, it was one of the best nights of my life. So thank you to everyone that came. It was unbelievable.
Was much bigger than a football game.
Yeah, of course.
For us, of course. It was memories like that.
So let's talk about the game. I mean, you'll have to talk about it a little bit more than me.
Yeah,
because when I tell you, and this is no lie, I watched a concentrated total where I'm actually taking in the game for about 10 to 15 minutes. So tell me, bro, what happened?
We started the game and it was shaky from the start, to be quite honest with you. Chelsea had good energy about them. I don't think either team all game, to be honest with you, were particularly great, but you could tell Chelsea had a bit more fight in them. I think what we're missing was the outball. So when we're building from the back, which is what Slot likes to do, right? He loves keeping it in possession and with the defenders. We're seeing a different side of Ibou Konate, where he perhaps hasn't got that first time pass that you need sometimes just to release it quickly enough to put it into the space to someone like Bradley or into the middle of the field to someone like Gravenberch. And I think it's a telling sign now that whilst Trent has gone to Real Madrid, he's always relied on him to sort of pass the ball to get that out ball. And it's massively affecting our game. Wasn't able to string together more than 3 or 4 passes at certain points in that game. And it was really, really frustrating to watch. And unfortunately, big part of that was Ibou Konate. He looked shaky every time he had the ball. It was pass short. They were on us. Caicedo in that midfield absolutely dominated. Maja looked off it. I'm not going to put it onto one player. I know I'm talking about Ibou Konate, but it was all of them. You could just see. I don't know what it is about the mentality of these lads. We've always praised them for it. We've always said, they've been able to fight on and find 15 minutes in a game where they are absolutely unbelievable. And for whatever reason, in that first half, we couldn't do nothing. I can't even remember a solid chance that we carved out, to be quite honest with you. If you can remember one in the chat, let us know. It was poor.
I remember one chance straight away from the second half where we kind of break really quickly, and that is an unbelievable pass from Florian Wirtz. He kind of spins and does this back heel pass straight into Mo Salah's feet, and you're thinking, drill that across the keeper probably, mate. And he hits the side netting. I've got the highlights up now. I mean, Caicedo's goal, 14 minutes in. Why are we backing off him so much there? I'm glad that this is you guys reviewing the game with me live as I'm seeing the replay, but Van Dijk backs off him so much and he absolutely thumps that into the top corner.
Insane.
Mamardashvili did well to even get a little hand on it, to be honest, but it's a great strike.
No chance there really saving it.
I remember coming over and you just went, lads, Caicedo's just scored a screamer.
The worst part about the goal was, whilst it's a brilliant goal, it's what you said, we're standing off. He's had a fake shot. Then he's moved it again to position himself. Shot
Where's
he's
our
got
CDMs
so
at this
much
stage,
time. Scary lad. I don't know where he's finding the space, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
And then we've got our defenders backing off, and it's like Konate or Virgil. One of you has got to go towards this. Like, who's taking charge of this situation? And nobody did. And it resulted in a bloody wonder goal for Caicedo, and they absolutely deserved it at that point in the game as well, because they were on top of us, mate. Yeah. Got some good young talent.
Garnacho almost scored. I'm looking at it now. That's never a pen. Garnacho on Soboslai and Garnacho, is it?
No. Are you mad?
He has pushed him, but it's not enough to go down.
There's no leg tangling. There's no pulling back. It's just two bodies hitting, and then as soon as he knows he's into the box, he just throws himself on the floor. And he did it all game. In the second half, we took Conor Bradley off, because it was just going to happen where he was going to get another yellow because Garnacho was throwing himself on the deck.
That is an unbelievable breakaway, because literally it's from half-time kickoff, right? We win it back, Isak gives it to Gakpo, Wirtz flicks it to Salah. Why is he not hitting that with his left foot across the goalkeeper? He's gone right foot, hit the side netting. Mo Salah is badly out of form.
Yeah,
badly out of form, bro.
I don't want to... this is what I'm really conscious of. I don't want to put it down to just one individual player. There are individuals that are not playing to the level that we know they can, but I don't think it's just down to them not being good and everyone else being great. The whole team is suffering now mentally, and I think it's coming with the transitional stage of slots, new signings. I think we all expected this actually last season. This is what we thought was going to happen last season, but it's happened now. And do you know what? Remember P-Mac was saying this? Right, we haven't finished the game yet, but I'm going to say a little analogy, which is a little bit worrying for me. P-Mac said it. He said, remember when Martinez took over from David Moyes at Everton, right? They went on to finish 4th that season. They were bloody brilliant. It was one of the best Everton sides I'd seen in a long time, right? Because they still had that Moyes blueprint with a little bit of added spice with Martinez, with his attacking style, right? And he did well, but the season after, he got some players in. It was time to embed his style in 100%. And they suffered as a result. And I think that's what we're seeing with Arne Slot, unfortunately. It's not to say that he's a bad manager or it's not going to work out in the future, because it's only been 8-9 games, right? But it is a worry for me. They're me darkest thoughts. That's where my thoughts go to. Does that make sense? Right. That's my biggest worries, that's going to continue. Because how long is this going to go on for now where we're experimenting? It's going to be all season, right? We're going to have to suffer, I think, to be quite honest with you. And you never know, we might find it at some point. We're going to have to find that click, aren't we, where we all start playing.
Yeah.
But it's not now, and it's not going to be anytime soon from what we're seeing. So it's not instilling a whole bunch of confidence in me. And that's not to say I don't believe in Slot and I don't believe in these players. All my days, I absolutely do. Every time I've wrote them off, they prove me wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and hate on them. But we are allowed to be disappointed in what we've seen in the last week. We sat here, top of the league, 7 days ago, and we've come back having lost all 3 away games. We knew it was going to be a tough week, but we didn't know it was going to be this difficult. And yeah, we're allowed to be disappointed as fans, you know. And I do. These comments are killing me. JY says Doyle doesn't rate Liverpool. I absolutely rate my team. Now we're Premier League champions, but they're gold badges and that. But off the performances that we've seen so far, I'm not a biased person. I can see with my eyeballs, and I know what I'm watching, and that is not very good football at the moment. It's fine. It happens. Arsenal, Chelsea, man, every team has been through this stage. Even Man City, right now, as good as Haaland is, they're still suffering. They're still drawing and losing games, which you wouldn't expect.
Rodri injured again as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. I think, pretty much what you said, I agree with.
Second half, we were a little bit better, though.
Yeah, a little bit better. Obviously, the early chance, and then we do get a goal. Isak assist, good ball in from
really great. I want to know in the comments, you think he meant that, Isak? I do. I think the way he straight-legged it and then moved his leg to the right, it looks like he's really just trying to, just get something from that. Yeah. And it was a great little touch from Isak. That was a bit of his quality that I was like, oh, I've been waiting for one of them.
Did you think, though, that we would go on to win the game?
Not at any single point, no. But at the same time, not to contradict myself, I did think either team could get a winner because it was that type of quality. It wasn't one team dominating Chelsea. I would say we're 60% better and 60-40. That's what I would have said in their favour. But it still gave us an opportunity to get a goal. We did have moments. There was a few times when Mo Salah, and he'd done his trademark thing where he cuts in, beats a few men, and he just has to whip it out, just round the corner there, just the top corner or the bottom corner, and it goes in. I think he had 2 or 3 of them, and he blew them. It absolutely went over the bar, which is not what we've seen from Mo Salah. Last season, he would have slotted that so easy. We would have been 2-1 up, done, game, momentum changed. We could have went on a kick to get another. But it was the moments. We were not ready for them moments. And it look what happened.
I remember kind of glancing over at the screen every now and again, and I would see Macca's giving the ball away or Verts give the ball away. That's something that I don't think we were used to last season because of the level of control that we had in games. I look at Liverpool, and obviously the title is chasing Arsenal. We're a point behind Arsenal at the top now. Early October, and there's people saying, look, no need to panic. A week ago, Arsenal were apparently going to be out of the race. Time to reset and charge. Arsenal fan here says Campion YA.
10 games in. You can't pick a winner.
I think the really worrying thing for me at the minute is the late goals that we're conceding. I've just seen the highlights, and Robbo at the back stick, he's kind of hunched over dealing with tiredness or an injury, totally forgets that Esteval's almost behind him, slips him through, and they score. Enzo hits the post, Garnacho has a shot, probably did deserve to lose the game but for me it's the conceding late goals. Now, we were doing that to other teams since August up until now. And I know you say you're worried. I'm worried about conceding those late goals because that's a mentality thing. That's a fatigue thing, which has to improve naturally. But I think I'm not going to go overboard because it is still the first week of October.
You can't.
And we are 1 point behind top place, and in the Premier League, things change every single week. I remember last year we draw a game and people are like, oh my God, here it comes. The slip's coming.
Comment just said then. We could have been 8 points ahead of Arsenal last week. You know, like the game
And now we're 1
changes so
point
much.
behind. It does change so quickly.
It's like if they get big injuries, if Liverpool get big injuries, if Man City get big injuries, it's a long old season, mate. I'm not sitting here going, slot out, we need to change everything, panicking. We've been spoilt as Liverpool fans over the last 10 years or so, and we've won bloody everything, okay? So we're used to the very highest of standard. And it's all right for them not to have that standard at certain points, and it's up to us as fans to just keep backing them. That's what we're supporting for, right?
Bill Shankly said it best, right? He said, if you support the team when they're winning, great. But if you can't support them when they're losing, you're not a supporter.